We have arrived at Ultrace. I cannot believe the things that you're telling me while I was driving on the ring.
This is big bad. This is this thing got angry.
Wise words. Alright guys.
It's 1 o'clock, Friday the 28th of June, and we're leaving to Poland right now, to Wrocław, because we are going to Ultrace. The M3 Touring, let's go have a look, is loaded up with everything. Probably this video will be released after the unveiling of the wings. We have full GT3 splitter for the Speedster and also the actual wing. We decided, because we haven't unveiled at this point in timeline in the video the actual wings yet, we are going to take it just to our hotel and maybe gonna have some private viewings, because I know my friends and co-fellow YouTubers, content creators like AutoAlex and Chen and many more are going to be there, so we're gonna show them around. Although AutoAlex is actually coming over here together with Larry, Chen, Colette and Drew after Wrocław, so on Monday we might be doing some laps. Anyway, more importantly, look at this. Actually, well, if you can see, the car has been to Belgium to visit GYEON. Sorry, I forgot how you pronounce the name. It received PPF and ceramic coating and lots of love, so maybe some B-roll while we get on the road. So fast forward, we made it. It's 8:30 and actually for whatever reason Google Maps was saying it's 9 hours, that's till Wrocław, but according to Waze it's like 7 hours. So now we're going to some fancy place for breakfast, which is called Champagne for Breakfast. Finally, that 1.1 million followers on Instagram gonna have proper Instagram content. So we have arrived at Ultrace. We're now waiting for Michael to give us the passes. So we're now at the secret underground parking with the Jägermeister cars. I think that's your favorite.
Yeah, about these two. All
of them?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually DTM Vectra, right? Oh, Astra.
Astra.
Yeah. Before we started Vulcan Alpha, we were talking about everyone is doing into this like resto modding stuff, and what would we build? 155 DTM. The one and only Kyza that you may or may not know from HWA Design, TWR, any other three-letter word?
Not that I can think of, though.
What's the goal of your designs?
To be made real like that.
Well, why?
Because it's fun and enjoyable for me.
Okay, so it's a selfish thing.
Oh yeah, totally.
Narcissistic
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. No. But I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is everything they see on my Instagram, it's a sketchbook.
Yeah.
It's just me trying to not lose my mind and get an idea out, you know?
Yeah.
And then it ends up inspiring people, which is awesome.
Nice. And every design is a slam dunk.
Well, I wouldn't go that far though.
No?
I mean, some are too much of my personal taste.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody likes
To
it,
offend.
but that's not the.
How about some Vulcan Alpha collab?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm down.
Who knows? Stay tuned to find out. Look there, Gio. My boy Larry Chen. He was parked right next to us. Makes the M3 Touring even more special now. We have arrived at Ultrace and look there. The amount of people is just insane. And you complain about the Nürburgring traffic jams. And the main reason why we're here among all these nicely shiny and polished stanced cars is this. we uncovered the most exciting part of the show, probably, at least judging by the amount of people standing here next to the McLaren F1 GTR. Almost no one cares, but everyone wanted to see the rack. What a sad... The rack. The rack.
The rack.
The rack.
Okay. The rack
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, you know?
Yeah, because the rack is something else.
The rack.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone definitely wants to see the rack, but the rack as well. So what we want to do is we want to give you a bit of tour around Ultrace, and we start with my probably highlight personal favorite, the McLaren F1 GTR, known for its 1995 victory in Le Mans overall, and simply being one of the sickest cars ever built, one of the fastest cars ever built. When are we gonna build something like that?
Very soon, hopefully. Hopefully. The famous hopefully.
No, we can talk about for hours about this car, V12, naturally aspirated, 6-liter. This one has a 6-speed sequential gearbox.
Yeah.
But the coolest feature, Lapo actually pointed out to me, look here. It has actually a rock scraper for the wheel, so there will be no rocks attached to the wheel.
I think it's mostly for the so the brake caliper doesn't seize on the wheel and scrapes and like it's demolishing the inner barrel, but it's a fucking cool feature.
Yep.
That I think nobody knows.
I never seen it before, really. Very cool. All right, so we're standing here with another icon of BMW Motorsports. Well, in case you don't know, McLaren F1 has BMW engine, that's why BMW Motorsports. But I have two questions. First of all, Imran, why doesn't have Venturi intake?
Because we went around when this car was made, so maybe we were around.
Okay. Second of all, why is it not M44? The greatest engine of all times.
Sorry.
Something very cool happened as I was talking about the engine. One of BMW reps came to me and said like, hey, would you like to see it? I'll take off the bonnet for you. That might be even cooler than getting an M3 Touring. See this? That's the most special treatment I ever received from BMW. Next up, would you like to drive it? You should check out the size of the restrictors. So without them, it probably could push like close to 1,000 horsepower. Maybe not, but maybe yes. We can only guess. Just a quick stop at CSF booth and also the car, the CSF 911 that I drove a month ago or so, I think. If you want to know more about the car, check out the video in the video description that I will most likely forget to include. But this is an amazing piece of engineering. I also got to meet Ravi, the man behind CSF, and we spoke about what we can put on some of our cars, or maybe even build some cars. You made me ask me why, but this is actually one of my favorite cars here. It's just functional. It looks great, and it looks great. And you can drive with it over the speed bump, and it looks great. And you can take your family and friends and kids and dogs with it. Hi. So we met Larry, and we can talk a lot about him, but we met each other multiple times, actually.
Yeah, multiple times.
Drift King of the Nürburgring shoots, some other things. You came also with Hoonigan way back.
He rode with me, and I kid you not, I cannot believe the things that you're telling me while I was driving on the ring. Like, I remember specifically two things that happened that blew me away. I was like, this guy is like the ring king, because one corner you're like, hey, when you see the guy in the umbrella, stop and or brake. Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? There's no guy with an umbrella. And I turn the corner and there's a guy with an umbrella. I was like, how did you know he was going to be holding an umbrella? And then another thing is, I was following a Subaru GC. Yes. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
You're like, back off because he's going to crash. And I was like, how would you know something like that? In two corners, he crashed, he stuffed the rear, then the front.
Yes.
I don't think it was written off, but it was a bad crash.
Because the guy was driving on the dry line in the wet, so it's extra slippery. So I knew like now comes in 2 corners going to be the slippiest section of the track, and that's going to be.
He knew. So
how does he know?
With that said, I'm excited.
Because we're doing some laps.
I'm gonna drive my Larry's Lemon E36 M3, which is just, oh my god, it's given us so many problems. It's cost over 10,000 euros just to get here. New motor, you know, all this stuff. But with that said, I'm just glad it made it to Poland, and hopefully it makes it back all the way to the Wrocław.
Well, at least for 10,000 euros, you have yourself a lemon. It cost me 10,000 euro in barrier damages alone with this car. All right, I think I got to run to the stage.
Right,
so I'll see you for some laps soon. Thanks for stopping by, taking some pictures.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
Clap your hands together for the people over here.
Great. Maybe let's start with who you are. Who are you? How would you describe yourself?
So hi guys, my name is Misha Charoudin. I'm known for living at the Nürburgring, the longest, the most exciting, the most dangerous racetrack, driving around in circles, hopefully from A to A, sometimes from A to B.
Like this time, yeah.
Like this time, yes.
So what happened?
I think first of all it's important to mention that I drive roughly 500 cars on a yearly basis. 500 cars per year. Some people don't drive this amount of cars in their lifetime, probably.
Yeah.
So people come to me and say like, hey, would you like to drive my car? And I said, yeah, let's do it. And sometimes it's great, sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's unforgettable, sometimes unforgettable for a very bad reason.
Right. So this wasn't your car, this was your car?
Yeah, it was my car.
It was your car, okay. You look very happy. I wouldn't be so you're happy to be alive, I guess, or?
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, carry on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So Anton is a good friend of mine, actually. We've known each other before. We did already laps before earlier this year with his car. And he installed a couple of more upgrades on his car. And we said, you know, let's go for an easy lap. And actually, everything that happened until the accident, I posted that video because my media license agreement does not allow me to show the actual accident. Yeah, so if you see the video that happened up until that moment, it was actually quite a boring lap. I don't know if you can confirm.
Yeah, I was sleeping, literally, man. Could have done better.
So, as we're descending down the foxhole, which is like a series of corners, and we hit the compression, the car dropped itself, locked up all the 4 wheels, and this engaged the ABS to go fully in the so-called ice mode. So,
right.
And as much as I pressed the brake pedal, not much was happening. So the car, we managed to go uphill, full sideways, and then eventually we came to a contact with the barrier.
So wait, it's the computer brain of the car made you crash, really? Because it thought that something was happening that wasn't happening, or what happened?
It's hard to say. I mean, there are lots of cars out there that react in a different way on the loss of grip. So for example, when the car jumps or goes over the bump and the car thinks like you have no grip because your wheels are in the air. Renaults do that, some BMWs do that, some other brands do that. So you need to know, okay, if I'm going to hit the bump, I need to not be on the brake, because otherwise it will prevent you from happening. You can Google it, it's called ABS ice mode. And when you hit certain bumps or jumps, it will avoid you from braking and you will end up in the wall. It's something that you need to anticipate.
My car does that from time to time. When you have like washboard surfaces,
yeah.
It's an old ABS system, it's a 2001 911. It goes, and then I have no brake because it thinks the car has contact with the surface when it doesn't, and the other way around. So
exactly.
I hate that.
Exactly. So it can be good, it can be bad. In this case, this was quite horrible, but it was triggered because the car went through the compression and all the wheels, or at least definitely the rear wheels, because we have the rear camera footage, they locked up, and the car thought, okay, there is no grip, so braking makes no sense. Let me wait until that grip comes, maybe in 3 or 4 seconds, and at that time it was already too late. So we can talk about it, we can blame the technology. Makes no sense. We can definitely not blame BMW because all the components were different. Remap, so you don't know how it affects the ABS system. The car had different brake pads, different tires, different suspension, different connecting rods. Something, whatever it failed, maybe, possibly. At the end of the day, what we need to know is A, we're both here fine. That's the important thing.
It saved you, yeah.
That's the safety.
Yeah.
And the second thing, nobody asked me to go 250 plus kilometers per hour through that section. I've done it hundreds of times. But it's driver's responsibility to take it easy or leave enough room for a mistake. Mistake happened, was not enough safety reasons. So this is why I said, I'm taking the responsibility, whatever happens, like I've done also with my previous crashes, and we're going to rebuild the car. Now, if you see the state of the car, you're gonna say, how the hell are you gonna rebuild that? We're not going to literally rebuild that particular car, I and some people and some sponsors and some supporters going to make sure that Anton here is going to get the same car, if not better, by the time we finished. Maybe you can say something about it.
Every time something breaks, it's a reason for an upgrade.
So now we broke the whole car, so we're gonna upgrade the whole car.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to say that this event is the first time I'm visiting. It's mind-blowing, amazing. The beauty that I actually think about here is millions, tens, hundreds of millions euros worth of cars standing, also by manufacturers. There's not a single lint around them or a chain that prohibits people from touching them. And I see nobody actually touch them or sit on them or lean on them. One of the things that sometimes like really triggers me when I see in just a Nürburgring car park or even McDonald's car park, people lean on someone else's car to take a picture. Here, no one else is doing that, and everyone respects of each other's build. No one is flaming each other or whatsoever, and that's like, holy hell, is this the level of the event, or people actually learned how to respect other people's shit?
I think it's the level of the event, to be honest. And this is why this is why we keep coming back. We have a little orange container over there with the Venmeister project. You can tell by the graphic on my back. And we came here 3 years ago. We had some cars around the stage, and I was here alone minding 3 cars. And suddenly I noticed that I don't have to be worried. Like, everybody's super respectful because nobody wants their car to be touched. Nobody wants their car to be. So Ultrace is a magical place in that respect, and that's why we're coming back every year.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. One last question, if you could answer briefly. If you could give anyone here, all of these people here, one driving tip how to drive better, what would it be?
Drive for yourself. Do not try to impress anyone, because even if you win the 24 hours of Le Mans, of Nürburgring, who can name who won the last F1 race? Majority of you probably not, because you probably don't care. But who can name the last crash and who crashed when? Because everyone will remember your mistakes. So drive out there, take it slowly, step by step, and just do it for yourself, not for anyone else, not for YouTube, for Instagram, for your friend or at the bar. Don't try to look for appreciation. You love cars, you build those cars for yourself, and also drive them for yourself. And that's how you're gonna get respect from the machine back to you, and also respect from other people who are driving with you or see you drive. And everybody will gonna have a happy life.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wise words. All right, guys. I think we're taking a break now.
Many of you guys have recommended that we should reach out to this guy so he can rebuild this. What are your thoughts on that?
No.
Oh.
No. This is big bad. This thing got angry. No, I think the only way that you save any of this stuff is exactly what you're doing, is taking everything that's salvageable and putting it into a chassis, and while you're at it, you can upgrade a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. How long are you staying here for?
I'll be here for like a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you coming to the ring?
I don't know.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I don't, maybe. We might could talk. We maybe could talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You better. Or else I'm gonna be sad.
Okay, I don't want you to be sad.
Like, this didn't break my heart, but you will.
That didn't break your heart?
No.
It didn't break anything else either.
Nope. Still here.
Well, we are very glad that you are alive and well and kicking. You can joke about it, because this is like, honestly, you showed me pictures of it when it happened, and I could not believe that you walked away from it.
Testament to BMW for making a
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we drove 3 BMWs, 3 older BMWs from UK over here, and it's a testament to how good they are. Even though, you know, they're not exactly the best versions of themselves, they still made it here.
We had many breakdowns, but we're still here.
We're all here.
Yeah,
and you have fantastic memories.
We do indeed.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic.
We have memories.
We do have
memories. Yeah.
Not last night.
No.
Last night was not.
No?
No.
We
drank too much.
We went go-karting.
Not me, but him.
Pre-paternity body.
Yes.
PPP.
Oh yeah. So I'm married. I'm going to be a dad. I need to walk away.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bye-bye.
Give us your best dad joke for preparation.
Make sure he doesn't have any dad jokes because he didn't have a dad.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. So that was. This is, by the way, that over there is Anton, the owner of the crashed M4, and some, just like 1 out of a million people, wrote to me like when I got this, oh, you should give it to the owner of the M4 that you crashed. Unfortunately, he already has one. Sorry. So I have to rebuild him his car.
He's actually selling it because he ordered the new M5, so cannot please everyone. But we're gonna please ourselves. We're gonna get some food, I think, right, Gio?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just telling people that when I got this, like 1 or 2 out of 3 million people commented like that I should give this to you because I crashed your car.
I don't need it.
You already have one, and you're selling it anyway.
Yes, I'm selling my car by the way.
Because you're getting M5, you put a deposit down already. Yeah.
I got an offer, I could not resist.
Okay, fast forward to Sunday, the last day. Unfortunately, we have to run back to Nürburgring because tomorrow we have our track day where we'll be driving our wing for the very first time. Very excited. I got my driving shoes on. In case you're thinking, what, are you going to race on the public road? No, because the street shoes are actually quite bad with the heel. Quick mention, but actually not quick. I can make a whole video about it. The level of quality of Ultrace event. It was for me mind-blowing. The fact that all the cars were out there from manufacturers, from people, millions euros worth of cars without any lints around them. It was fantastic. Respect from the people, from the crowd, the level of organization, not only to the cars but also to us, to the guests. It made us say we really want to be there next year with one of our cars. We will see which one is going to be because we have big plans, big exciting things to come up. So that's kind of it from my side. Anything to add?
Well, also the diversity of cars. Like there was race cars, there were like stance cars, like classic cars, modern cars. It was really nice, and like the community was very respectful. That was very, very, let's say, impressive to me.
Final thing regarding the crashed M4, of course, what is next? The car is being picked up today. It will be brought to a workshop in Warsaw because that's where, or Warsaw. Insert the correct pronunciation here because I'm sure my Polish is not that good.
Warsaw.
Being very conscious of myself. That's where Anton lives, that's where he has his workshop. It will be taken apart, we will see what is salvageable, and then the rebuild will commence. And no, we're not going to rebuild that particular chassis. By rebuild we mean creation of something beautiful. So we're gonna buy a complete empty chassis and we'll see how crazy we're gonna go. We have already some crazy ideas and it's going to be something very special. So we'll be taking you along that journey into one of the upcoming episodes. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for all your support. Everyone who came out to Ultrace to meet us, to say hello, to take pictures, to listen to what we had to say, to see what we had to show behind closed doors, of course. And that's kind of it. If you made it till the end of the video, you're the best audience out there for sure, because now we start talking nonsense. So let's hop in and get some more Nürburgring content and make Gio less hangover.
Yeah.